Imagine landing in a new environment where everything seems unfamiliar. The first 30 days of you landing in Australia can either set you for a great success or leave you so confused. Hello, how are you doing? Barnabas here. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to this series Before You Fly, and this is a series where we talk about what you need to do before you move to Australia. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about the first 30 days when you land in Australia. What are you supposed to do, and what is the significance of that? Now, why is the first 30 days very important? Why does it matter? Number one is the first impression. When you land in Australia, what you experience the first 30 days is very important. It will set your attitude, it will set your liking or dislike of so many things. All right, so it's important that you get a good experience within your first 30 days. Many people, when they move to a new environment, they start comparing their new environment with where they came from. They say, this is not like what I used to experience. This is not like this. This is not how we do things. Hello, you already in a new environment. You're already in Australia. Wake up and smell the coffee. All right, so the sooner you adjust and realize that you're in a new environment, the better for you. Secondly, the first 30 days will help you to develop a routine, a healthy routine that will help you, to be able to adjust to this new environment. So you realize that the first things that you do will set your routine to work, to school, to so many things. It will be important for you to set yourself a healthy routine that will help you, that will be very good for you and set you for success. Also, the first few days will help you to get key networks that will help you to find jobs, find a community and healthy connections, and also to find things like accommodation, schools, and so on. So the first few days when you land in a new environment like Australia are very key. But many people are often overwhelmed. The first few days, especially the first month, is overwhelming. Everything is new. The culture, the people, the language, the music, everything is new. And so it's so overwhelming, all right, that if you can't settle your mind very well, it can overwhelm you. The second thing is the loneliness, all right? You realize that you're detached from your people back home, from your family, and to this loneliness. You find that everyone here, everyone is busy going on with their life, but you are in a very new environment away from your family. And most of the people will tend to now make lots of calls at home and just feel so lonely. All right. So it's very, very important to know how you are tackling loneliness, especially within the first 30 days when you land in a new environment like Australia. The third struggle is financial shock. When you come into a new environment, you're still operating in your local currency back home. And so everything that you buy, you want to convert it into your local currency. You'll be shocked at how expensive things are, all right? The services, the commodities, you might really, really struggle when you go shopping and you want to buy this and that, and you find that the prices are very, very expensive, especially when you keep on converting things into your local currency. So that's the shock. You might think you have a lot of money, but then when you change it and you start using it in the Australian currency, you find out that you don't have much. And if you're lucky, in the first few days, you find a job to do and you're already earning, then you get this money and you want to spend, then you realize how expensive things are, especially when you're still converting them into your local currency back home. And also the culture shock. I've spoken about culture shock in one of the videos recently. If you want to have a look at the details and go into one of the videos, I've spoken about culture shock. So culture shock is one of the things that people struggle with. The first thing is food, the language, the style of life, the mannerism, the way people speak, and so on. And so you suffer culture shock. You go to an office and you think people are just cold because they don't say hi, they don't shake hands, and they don't interact with you because someone comes and they don't even say hi to you. It's not that they have anything against you, but it's not the culture, to say hi, how are you doing, before they settle for work. And so the culture shock can really also affect you. All right, so you need to understand the culture shock and be able to adjust. So how do we make the first 30 days count? Number one, get organized early, right? Get a checklist and make things that you have to do the first 30 days and take them as you do. For example, opening a bank account, getting a tax file number, setting up your superannuation account, things like Medicare if you have, organizing your kids' school if that is applicable. So make a list of things that you need to do and get them checked as you go. So you don't forget, you don't rush, you don't, do things without plan. So get yourself organized. That will really, really help. The second thing, please network. I can't stress this enough. All right. One of my biggest things that I speak on every video I make, I usually stress about networking. You might think that when you come to places like this, you'll just get things around, you get to, apply for work and get it, go to online and just apply for work and get it. It can happen, but it makes it easy when you connect with people. It helps you to get a job, it helps you for emotional support, it helps you just to get connected to the community. So the first few days, get connected to a church, get connected to a religious community, get connected to your community as well, the friends. A good number of people who are going to be around you will help you with so many things, because people were already here, they've already passed that stage. At some point they were already there and they know these places, they know where people get their first jobs, they know how to get accommodation, the process, they know how to apply these things. So it will really, really help you. It will save you some time. It might even save you some cost, because people know where cheap things are, where to get alternative services, and products. So get connected with people. And in the last episode, I talked about making contacts even before you come to Australia. All right, make contacts with some friends, make contact with people from your community so that they expect you, they advise you. All right, so it's really important the first 30 days before you settle in Australia. Please get connected to a community. Number three, get a budget and follow it strictly. All right, make yourself a budget with the money you have or the money you're going to make in the short run. Please make a budget and follow it. A trap that many people fall into is when they try to compare themselves with people already established here. All right, they come here and they want to buy the same type of cars, the same type of furniture in their houses, live in the same type of houses. People already even bought their own houses. All right, so then make yourself a budget. All right, the thing that will help you run your own race. Make yourself a budget and follow it. If you can get some things even for free online, then it will save you some money. For example, there are people who are giving free furniture or at a lower price, cheap price. They want to just upgrade, and so it's nothing wrong with the furniture, nothing wrong with the utensils, but they just want to upgrade. So if you can go online on Facebook Market, for example, you can buy some things at very cheap price, very quality stuff, but at a cheap price, because their owners want to just upgrade. All right, so make yourself a budget and work with your own budget. Please don't try to keep yourself at a level of people who already established. The cars they're driving, the houses where they live, the furniture that they have, the kind of clothing they have. Please don't try to match yourself with people who are already established in Australia. Run your own race. Make a budget and run your own race. Okay? Another thing is ask questions. Okay? Before you make decisions concerning options, please ask questions. Where you have a doubt, there are so many people who already have some information that can help you. Please don't feel shy. Ask questions. You know, some questions are very important that can save you even money, can save you time, and so on. So please be ready to ask questions. And lastly, please try and have emotional balance. Emotional balance. I know when you're still new here, you're still trying to balance your emotions from detaching away from your family back home and also making new relationship in a new environment like Australia. So there is a bit of imbalance. All right, you're trying to call people all the time back home, update them how you're doing, how you're missing them, as well as establishing new relationship, new friendship, and a community around here. It can be difficult, but please try and find a balance. Most of the times, many people, what they do is just concentrate on keeping in touch with people back at home and forgetting that they are now in Australia to live, and they should be starting to find meaningful relationship and to also try and detach a little bit from home. Make a good balance. While it's not bad, calling every other day to find out how they're doing, but please don't, be really, really, really still attached, having to call every now and then, every time, an hour you call several times. Understand it's still good to keep in touch with people back home, but also remember that you're in a new environment. You need to start making meaningful relationship with people who are already here. You have a new family here in Australia. So make a balance, all right? Make a good balance so that you don't concentrate on just keeping the relationship with your families back home and forgetting that you need to also build a community of friends around you here who are going to be your family, all right? Before I finish this video, please, I would like to give you a checklist of things to do. Just a suggestion of checklists of things to do when you come to Australia the first 30 days. So number one is make sure you open a bank account. 1 or 2, right, would be good, because when you start working, you will need somewhere, where they're going to pay you. So bank account is going to be important. And here in Australia, some of the primary identification you're going to do at work and so on, things like bank cards are going to be required as part of the identification document. So open a bank account. If you can do 1 or 2, that would be really, really good. Number 2, register for Medicare if that's applicable to you. Also register for tax file number. It's an equivalent of the PIN number, right? It's what is going to link you with the tax office here in Australia, all right? So you cannot be paid at work without a tax file number. So you need to apply that also, and so that when you start working, that will enable your employer to be able to pay you. Number 3, enroll your kids in a school. All right, enroll your kids in a school. If you have kids, if that's applicable to you, start applying for schools around where you live, okay? Number 4, if you've been living with a host or in a temporary accommodation, then you need to find a permanent accommodation. And here, your host or your friends can help you find one. So it's also good to, get friends who can suggest where to live, how to find affordable accommodation and so on. All right, so that's one of the things that are important for you to do in the first 30 days. The next thing, also learn the transport system. Learn transport system. If you're using public transport to go to school, to work, and so on, learn how to pick a bus, learn how to do trains, and so on. All right, also, if you are not in a city where public transport is very efficient, then also you need to buy a car and try to know your way around the place. Try to know where to buy stuff in the shops and everything. All right, so buy a car or learn your transport system and know your way around the city. Last but not least, also connect to a community, connect to a church, connect to a community group that is relevant to you, and so on. Community is very, very important. In conclusion, your first 30 days in Australia can be very, very challenging. All right, but if you do some of the things that we have suggested, it can really help you. I will give you a brief story of myself. I remember one of the first jobs that I did was cleaning a whole Woolworths store by myself at night, and it was really challenging. One of the days I was cleaning with a broom in my hand, and then my phone rang. I reached to my phone in my pocket, And then I looked at it and it was a HR manager of the place of work where I used to work, all right? He texted me and told me, Barnabas, your position has not been filled. And so if you've not settled well, you can still come back and, take your position, and, we can always make things better for you. All right. And I looked at that and I thought, going home, I was thinking about it, but you know what? We made a decision and we are not turning back. And so the first 1 month is very crucial for your settling here. But what I can say is, please get connected. Get a group of friends who can advise you and walk with you through this journey. All right, that's all I had for you today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If this information is blessing you, please subscribe for more. Subscribe for more. And follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Till next time, my name is Barnabas, the son of encouragement. Bye-bye and God bless you.